Sesko Airways has arrived at Manchester United. Man United 2, Crystal Palace 1. And what a game it was at Old Trafford yesterday in the Premier League. A result that takes Man United third in the Premier League. And no one saw that coming at the start of the season when Ruben Amorim was here. What a transformation Michael Carrick's done to this team. He's unbeaten. Could he realistically take the job now? Who knows? But Benjamin Sesko has 8 goals in his last, I think, 7 to 9 appearances. The kid is looking like a Manchester United striker. He's holding the ball up well. He can jump. Let's say that. And he's come off the bench a couple of times and been a super sub. He's and then he got his start against Crystal Palace, which was deserved. And the first half he looked a bit lost, and it was kind of like we weren't getting him into the game a bit. And then the second half, boy oh boy, Bruno Fernandes whips across in, and boom, there he is with his 6 foot something frame, gets his head on it, and there we are. About the game, it's should Man United have had a penalty? The contact outside the box. Cunha does over-exaggerate it a bit to get it in the box. It is a goal-scoring opportunity, so possibly a red card. I think it should have been... See, I'm a bit biased because I think it is a goal-scoring opportunity, so red card, but is it a penalty? It's given in most games. So I'm not sure. But Bruno tucks away the penalty, gets us back to 1-1. But yeah, and then Benjamin Sesko comes up with the winning goal again. But Man United started the game really poorly. Really, really poorly. They looked lost. They didn't look like they wanted to be there. Some of the players looked like the passing was shocking. Diego Dallo just looked off it. Luke Shaw's gone off injured now, which is unfortunate because he started every game. And you're thinking now, if Man United start games like that, we're not gonna, we're not gonna get anywhere. We need to hit the ground running straight away. We can't keep relying on second half goals. But then you think that's what Man United used to do of old. They used to get back into games and the never say die attitude. But Benjamin Sesko has fully arrived at Manchester United. Does he start at Newcastle? Newcastle are a different team. They will sit back a lot more, and they will make it difficult for him to get into those pockets of space. So I don't know. I think I would play Mbeumo first, and then have Ahmad on the right, because that link up between Mbeumo and Ahmad is a good link. And I think Mbeumo can exploit the space, in between the gaps, and get between the defenders. And then Sesko can obviously come on and do what he does and just get the goal. But yeah, it's Man United are, I'll tell you, unbeaten in 2026. Who saw that coming? Not me. And yes, it's very pleasing now that Man United are firmly in the Champions League spots. They jump above Aston Villa, and if the top two drop points, we're going to be right there with them. And Michael Carrick will eventually drop points to someone. But the Man United fans are enjoying this run because he's unbeaten in 9. I think, it's 9. But it's the games he's won are the scrappy games that Ruben Amorim would have lost. And it's talk of now that the hierarchy are so impressed with Michael Carrick that he's going to get the job. Now, there's a danger there that we go down the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer route and, we give him the job and we give him a season to get his players in, and it goes well, and then the second season will eventually fall off like it did for Ole. But what he's doing at the minute is nothing short of phenomenal, because he's rejuvenated this team into believing again and getting them playing the way Man United should be playing. But Sesko, I mean, he looked lost under Ruben Amorim. He looked like he couldn't get into the games. But now, he's finding his form. He's bouncing off the players now. Bruno Fernandes is on, I think, 14 assists for the season. He's very close to breaking the record. I think he's going to get the most assists this season. There's no one that can get near him. And I think this team now just looks together. And it's good to see. Newcastle again will be, like I said, will be a tough test, but Newcastle aren't in great form. I can probably see it being a draw or a last minute winner from either side. So what do you take from the weekend is that does Sesko start every game? I think the confidence will get there with him. I think Michael Carrick, has put an arm around him and sort of said, look, you are going to be a fantastic striker for Manchester United, and he's proven that with some of the goals he's scoring. But then you've got to think, if he's not getting into the games the first half, where do Manchester United look at that? And you got to think of, can we get more service to him? Because if we can whip across into him, we know he's going to get up there because he's really tall, 6 foot. I think 6'5", 6 foot something. He can get his head on there. He's got the power in his neck muscles to whack that in and get us in there. We know Bruno can assist anybody, but now it's a case of we've got to start games better. We have to start the games better, because if we don't start well against Newcastle, they will punish us, just like Crystal Palace did in the first 4 minutes. So, great result for Michael Carrick and Manchester United. We're now, like I said, top 3. And it's great weekend for Manchester United. So, can they climb even higher? I don't know. It's just a good feeling seeing Man United play football again, and he's firmly a Man United striker now, Benjamin Sesko. 8 goals. I think he'll firmly get to 15 this season, because he's that type of striker that wants to score goals, and I think he will. I think he'll get to 15. But yeah, Man United fans, let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you think Sesko will get there? Do you think Bruno will, get the assist record? And could you also do me a favour if you're liking this content? Could you click subscribe, click like? Takes no seconds at all. But yeah, does Michael Carrick get the job? I'm on the fence of, do we go and get an elite manager? Or do we keep Michael Carrick? Because Michael Carrick is doing a fantastic job. But then it's the case of, like I said before, do we stick with him and then it goes down the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer route? But then you look at Michael Carrick's track record with Middlesbrough. First 16 games, won them all. Then it went wrong. But Michael Carrick does make mistakes in games. He's not. He's got to manage the games better. He's got to get us kicking on in the first half of games. But then you look at the managers that could be available in the summer. Nagelsmann, Enrique. Tuchel's not available now, but Pochettino. But is Pochettino going to go back to Spurs? These are the things you need to consider now as the Man United hierarchy. But like I said, there are talks of now Carrick getting the job. But again, let me know down in the comments who you would take. But does Michael Carrick get us Champions League football, then ride off into the sunset and sort of say, job done, thank you very much? But I think if the Man United job does come calling, if we do get an elite manager and they don't work out, I think Michael Carrick would always come back because he knows the club so well. Is it that he's got them playing so well because he knows the club? I don't know. But Man United are looking like Man United of old. And that can only be a good thing. Like, subscribe. See you soon.